Hello Sagatos, welcome back to me with my cheap ass headset microphone at work with my dodgy laptop, but this is the only time I've got to do this. We won't do many edits, we'll just run through. I'm just going to talk about the changes, the new patch in Season 4, a little underwhelming. At first glance I was quite excited, but once I started playing, they're okay. They're more quality of life changes for Sagat. If you struggled with him before, I don't think you'll vastly see a difference. If your fundamentals were good and your zoning was good, I think you'll see a small difference. For it to matter, not sure. I'll be surprised if Bonchan actually runs with him, unless he goes full time and really concentrates. The changes as a whole seem to be very zoning orientated, as we'll find out. So they really didn't address what most of us would have hoped, and that is that his attack just got a little bit better, but I guess you can't have it all. So let's put on Sagat versus Akuma, but we're going to start off with the Tiger Cannon. Let's start off with something different. We'll run through all the changes, guys. Nothing major, but a couple of things. So if any of you guys watched my trigger video that I made, Capcom actually listened to me. They probably didn't. They definitely didn't. But I did ask for Tiger Cannon to be +2 on block to give us more shenanigans, and they did that. I guess in hindsight, it's not an amazing call by me. I think it's quite an obvious change that the cannon probably should have been plus on block for such an expensive trigger. It's still 3 bars. My two recommendations were the +2 and to start up faster. They only did one of those. The other change I'll show you in a minute is decent. We'll figure out if it's decent. If we can get some setups off of it. You've probably not thought of it because of how the frame data is worded, but what I've done here is I've set Akuma up to do a jab if he blocks something. So what the +2 means on cannon, it was -2 before. If we did a cannon on block, the opponent was basically at frame advantage, so you lose a turn. But +2, you put them in a hit throw mix up, it's particularly in the corner. I'll use it as this example. So if we say we have the cannon activated, we've activated it. He has to take that throw. He's done a return jab. The throw beats the jab. If we want to beat the jab also, we can also do this. Hang on. So he gives you a straight throw hit mix up between the cannon on block, which is pretty good, because a lot of the times, you know, you're going to have to be point blank to get that throw hit mix up. But it's not bad. It's definitely a good change. Again, whether it's worth 3 bars, I don't know. Now let's take a look at the next one, which we might be able to roll in to this change as well. So way down the change list at the bottom, one that some people have probably missed and ignored for all the flashy lights, is that Sagat is now +27 from a Tiger Shot cancel if he cancels it from Tiger Cannon. Now what that means is 27, Sagat's new dash is 20, we'll talk about that in a bit. So he is 20, he has 7 frames left to link a combo. He basically gets dash up combos from a Tiger Cannon shot cancel now. I think we're going to be able to mix this in with some OK and maybe make Tiger Cannon worth picking. I'll show you what I mean here. Let me just cancel this shot. So that 271 damage, that linked, that is a true combo. And the good thing is you still have 2 cannons. You didn't use any cannons. You could also do it like this, I guess. Let's say you do score a jump in or something. $341, still have 2 cannons. Now on that I have more. So you probably think to yourself, can't we do like really beefy combos which include the cannon and all the extra damage? Yes, you can, but they're not that beefy. I don't think it's worth spending the damage, at least not for the damage, for the OK that I'm going to show you in a second. I'll show you what you would think you can do with this, and you can. $346, not a hell of a difference between me not spending the bar and still having the two cannons. But let me set up the dummy to quick rise, hang on. So I'm thinking you could maybe do something like this. So he's nearly stunned from that one sequence. Obviously big damage. That was our quick rise, meaty crouching medium punch. You could also theoretically do this. Okay, how about this one? Stunned. He is stunned. So yeah, I think there's potential there, bearing in mind, right, this, let's imagine he wakes up and he blocks the cannon, okay, he doesn't push a button. Because we're at +2 now, I'm trying to figure this part out. I've really not had a lot of time with the game, but I was thinking something like this. Missed it. I was supposed to be a jab. Yeah, we're at advantage there. Let me try again. Something like that. So what do you think, boys? What do you think? Bearing in mind, let's imagine that happens in the corner. We've got to figure out the back roll. Obviously, I'm thinking maybe we'll have to use a slightly delayed crouching medium punch into the cannon. But with having the cannon there, with that, you've got the insurance that you were +2 on block. So there is potential goodies there, guys. There is potential goodies. I will work on this one and get back to yous. Now, other changes, his dash backwards is obviously faster, which is going to help with our zoning. You cannot visually see or tell that the dash is faster. You're just going to have to believe that it is faster. It's 4 frames faster. So things like backdash when you're trying to bait a jump into DP, going to be much easier. Again, if we're going to be full-time zoning, it helps. His forward dash is 20 now. Again, I've not quite experimented with what that 1 extra frame does, but a welcome change. I don't think it's quite fast enough to suddenly turn him into the Ham Fighter 5 that is in the game, but we might find something there. The big one, obviously, I think probably might be his best buff, possibly next to the HP DP anti-airing, is the standing jab hitting twice on crouchers. Now I'll show you the old one here and the new one. Very good change. Basically means you can hit confirm longer, pressure longer on block. It does work on block also. That's a very good change. Just kind of extends his pressure out from lights, and remember we're mega plus on block with the jab, so they've lowered the hurt box down. I'll see if I can insert a clip here for you. What else have we got? The HP DP, very good change. Sagat's the anti-air man, isn't he? So it does make sense. Before, heavy tiger uppercut was just our combo extender. It wasn't even very good for Kara's. They've upped the Kara's by 1 frame, by the way. Again, just a tiny buff, but welcome. So HP DP now the reason that's big is because the HPDP reaches very far, very far. Another change, our shot speed got slightly slower, not as slow as I would have liked. That one looked better on paper than in practice. I've got a small video here of Sagat's comparison. I've not set it up exactly. Rio in the picture is sitting in a different spot, but it doesn't look that much slower, not mega slow. If you watch my zoning video, you would see why that is very helpful. So we've got the shot buff, very good buff though. In general, just not as slow as I would like. Weird change this one. The EXDP in Angry Scar mode throws them further away than before. I'll insert a clip here of that happening, of the old one versus the new one. Not quite sure. There's a weird change, obviously a zoning change, so if you hit them with the EX upper while you're in V-skill mode, it sends them far away. But yeah, one of them weird Capcom changes. I might try. I had a brief play with it in the corner to see if that time affects when they land, and can we get any kind of meaty from that situation that's maybe ambiguous, maybe a cross up knee. Couldn't quite find anything that was super complicated. You can cross up knee from it in the corner. I won't bother showing you here, you just have to believe me, but it's one of them like, he's crossed me up, I'll just jab him type cross ups. It wasn't a very ambiguous, so bit of a strange one, that one. Another, we'll call this a fix. This isn't a buff. The characters shouldn't have these big hurt boxes underneath their bodies when you jump in like that. I think that's a bad design of the game, but I'll insert a picture here of the old one versus the new one. They've basically shortened the hurt box under his ass so it's smaller, which means that there's more chance of our box hitting them before they anti-air us. I would have liked to seen it moved even further up, but maybe then the jumping would have become a bit annoying, you know, and everyone hates jumpings. A little bit better. I checked the other jumping boxes, boys, nothing is different. I also checked the other normal boxes, nothing seems to be different visually box wise. Perhaps there's a phantom change in there with the data. Crouching medium kick got 1 frame faster, which means nothing really big in the grand scheme of things, but on a counter hit you can now link these two. It's okay, it's okay. I don't think it's considering you can already link the 2 mediums, not a mega change for me. Crouching fierce got 1 frame faster. That was one of my requests. Along with the crouching medium kick, I did also want that change. Not quite as fast as I hoped for either. So I'll be testing them out to see if we've got any extra meaties. Standing medium kick, disappointed they didn't shave even a frame. 2 would have been nice. Would have been nice for that to be 9, 8 or 9. I think it's 11 just now from memory. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong there, but yeah, didn't do anything with the tiger knees. Very disappointing, boys, very disappointing. One small nerf is that I have counter hit on, don't I? Yeah. If you follow Automatic, who's a very cool dude and a good Sagat player on Twitter, you'll remember he had a setup when he did a counter hit jab into the standing heavy kick, which force stand. Doesn't connect now because they made the standing heavy kick 1 frame slower. I think because of the setup I showed you before. The dash up, remember I said was 27. If it was still 27, we could do dash up heavy kick. Maybe they didn't want us doing that. That's my guess. I don't know why. I think the scaling still would have been very high. However, not to what can I say? Not to say that setup wasn't good. I didn't personally think it was vital, but not considering you can already do that, which also links to that. You get 2 mediums or a heavy, so I didn't think that was such a big deal. that was kind of like a more of a cool situational thing for me, because I felt like a lot of the time that standing heavy kick pushed you out too far anyway. So the fact that he can still do things like that off of the standing jab, I don't think that's a very big nerf. Seems like a minor inconvenience. And just to finish off, guys, I will show you some new punishes. I've went through the change log, identified some things that we can probably take advantage of now. So I'll line them up here, and you can punish these things now where you couldn't before. And if you could, you can do it even harder now. So take a look.